And this is what we have to do. Get back to center field. And when the heart gets into center field, then it will not be so big. Then we will not be fat. Then the child will not be very big. It will come out clean, pure, without a problem. Never worrying, will my child be all right? Today, you know, people are pregnant and they are worried, will the child be all right? When this happens, right here, there is no worry. It's perfect. And this is why we, the chiropractors, came here. To assist people to get to this stage. If people do not understand this, then they're in trouble. How do you get your heart to come from here to here? Nothing you can do, but there is something you can do. Just understand the change that has to take place. And this is the change, not what the politicians are telling us. This is the change. Right here. Now, I gave some of these out last week. And for those of you who weren't here last week, I'll give you one. Take it home and look at it every day and say, this is pure, pristine chiropractic. When we came here in 1895, we were not pure, we were not pristine, but nature always brings us here with all the crap that it can find. And I personally think it does that to see if we are fit to live longer. If we're not, then we say goodbye. Now, last night I spoke for the council, and it was at a tavern. And that tavern, in order to get to the room where the chiropractors meet, is a spiral staircase, only square instead of running in this way. So Fernando and I were walking up very slowly because I still cannot walk that fast because of all the changes that are going on in me. So somewhere about just before we get to the top, two young ladies stopped us. And one looked at me, touched my hand, and said, "We like what you're saying." And I said, "Thank you." And I kept going. But later on, I recognized that those people aren't there, that when the council has its meeting, it closes the doors. There's nobody in there but us and the barmaid. That's all. Well, how can these two people like what I'm saying? So, last night you had your spiritual people there to teach. That's who they were. Our spiritual people. All right? We were blessed last night. Now, of course, talking at the end, as I have to, puts me in sometimes a peculiar position, but I tell my story anyway. And the peculiar position is, generally, the people that talk before me are telling you what to do to get a big practice. And here I get up and say, you don't have to look for the people, they'll find you and come to you. Huh? Sorry, but that's it. Yeah. Read the good book. Read the second one. Did anybody, or did this guy called Jesus go looking for sick people? Or did the sick people go looking for him? Who wants to answer it?
They went looking for him.
They went looking for him.
That's right. And they'll go looking for you. Sure, it's going to hurt, because the closer we get to that mark, when we make that transition, we go over, it's going to be very tough. And you will see many get discouraged. And some of them will even leave the profession for some other endeavor that gives them more money. Yeah. But I can't tell you what to do. My job is to report to you. And this is what I'm doing. I'm giving you the goods. Do what you like. Because I've learned one thing. Oh, I've learned a lot of things in the last 40 some odd years since I got into the spirituality. And one of them is you cannot win by knocking doors down, or if as one of our politicians said, we'll give them democracy even if they have to look up the barrel of a gun. You're forcing people. Don't force people, but deliver the goods, and they'll come seeking you. That's all. Talk less, do more. Or whatever you do it with everything. A mankind is, well, let me speak of the fall of man first. So I read many books, many magazines, many from theological, and there was one theologian now passed on who kept saying there is no such thing as the fall of man, because the Bible doesn't mention the fall of man. But the Bible is not going to give it to you on a silver platter. You have to work for it. The fall of man, yes, when did it come? So-called when both Adam and Eve wanted to know more. And if they want to know more, then fall, start at the very bottom, start even lower than the gods of that time. So when you come up, 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 you will have risen higher than anyone else. But then this system belongs to those who do this. And what happens to those who are in control? They will move further on in spirituality. This is their growth.